What's up, guys? Today we are talking how to grow your social media. So as always, let's find a beautiful location and start talking about this.
3, 2, 1.
Alright guys, so let's jump straight into it. I'm going to give you guys 6 tips. The 3 social media platforms that I use: Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. Instagram is the one that I have the most experience on, but Snapchat and YouTube, I feel as though I'm really, getting into the rhythm of things. So Instagram I started like in 2012, a solid 4 years ago, and within maybe 6 weeks or 8 weeks, I had 25,000 followers on a personal account. Now you might think that's pretty good, but back in the day, that's just sort of how it was. If you had any common sense and you knew the landscape of it, it wasn't too hard to do. Now I'm coming up to 600 subscribers on YouTube within like 3 months, which I'm pretty happy about. And my Snapchat stories get roughly 150 views, per story post. And I get a really good engagement on there. I'm loving that platform right now. So guys, before we jump into these 6 tips, I just want you to know, if you want to become a YouTuber, a good Instagrammer, a good, blow up on Snapchat, the one thing I need you to understand is that it takes so much patience, so much dedication, so much time, that if you're going into this thinking that, within a month I'm gonna have 100,000 YouTube subscribers, let me tell you, that's not gonna happen. Unless you get an immense shout out or one of your videos goes viral, that's simply not gonna happen. So I want you to go into this knowing that it's gonna take time. And maybe you might want to try it for a month and see whether it's actually worth the time, because as I said, this is an investment in yourself, but like all great things in life, it takes a lot of work and the reward is also really good. So let's jump into tip number uno. Alright guys, so my first tip, which is more practical, these 6 tips will either be practical or more along the lines of how you live it. So my number 1 tip is, this is for Instagram, go on a hashtag that concerns you. For example, I might go on hashtag #FitLife. I'll go on hashtag #FitLife, I'll look at the most recent, I'll scroll down, I'll like, and then I'll leave a comment, and I'll do this for maybe half an hour. But here is the thing, guys, here is the one thing I need you to understand, and the one thing I need you to promise me you'll do in order to get the results, and that is show genuine appreciation. Don't just go on there and be like, cool picture. Show genuine appreciation. Another reason I do this is so I can understand the market. I can understand the nuances of it and what's in demand, what's not. And I can understand the community in which I'm living in better. So show genuine appreciation. Don't just be spammy, and use this as a way to understand what people are looking for right now. Tip number 2 is just incredibly simple, and that's answer your DMs, reply to comments. When people Snapchat you, Snapchat them back. I mean, people want to know that you care, and if your reach isn't that big, then you have absolutely no excuse as to why you wouldn't. I have like 13k Instagram followers. Daily I get a lot of Snapchats, and I probably get 10 comments per video. I always respond to people, no matter what, even if it takes me a couple days because I'm preoccupied with other things. I want you to know that I care. Every single time someone adds me on Snapchat, I send them a personalized thank you message. I say, thank you for staying up to date with my journey, and if you ever need anything, I'm here for you. Show people that you care. Alright guys, so while I was filming this, I bumped into a guy on a Vespa behind me. I actually asked him if he needed me to move, but turns out he's a photographer, videographer. His name's Gabriel, so he's actually going to make an appearance and tell you guys his top tips for social media. So let's jump into it. Alright, so what would you say keeps you authentic, keeps you original? What's the way in which you do it?
You mean on social media?
On social media, yeah.
Be authentic in a way. All of us have different opinion on things. So you see this street differently than I see. So always try to capture picture you see it in your head. Don't try to copy someone else, and that's your signature. Be a little bit different. Take a different angle than you've seen it before. Try to capture something which haven't been done before, but still stay in a format where people will like it. Don't go like crazy and it's ugly.
Yeah, so guys, one thing that he does, I mean, everyone does selfies. Not too many people do jumpies, so that's sort of his thing, and I
I
think
don't do
that's
selfies, I do jumpies.
not
You can
one
stand out.
not one selfie on his Instagram, and that's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty authentic and
Thanks.
interesting idea. So, what would you say is what do you enjoy most, or what got you into photography and videography?
The most is to me, as a photographer, you get access, so you can go wherever you want. I do festivals, fashion shows, private events, celebrity. I do many things. So you're gaining an access, but also, the most of all, I enjoy shooting portraits because you see the face. Once you see that face, you capture that particular moment. It stays there forever. And this to me, that's photography. You see, that's when you capture someone and they like it, they're enjoying it, and you're proud of your product. That's to me, that's where your heart is. That's the photography.
Yeah, so guys, just building on that, you know, if you're going to start an Instagram, make sure you have the sort of passion, or you understand why you're doing it in the same way that he does. Understand what you're trying to capture and what you're trying to achieve with it. So, last question for you. What do you think makes a good Snapchatter?
Good Snapchatter. Show, don't tell. Show it.
All right, and I think he's got such a fair point there. You know, if you're making your breakfast, don't point it to your face and say, I'm making breakfast. Show what you're making, and the same applies for YouTube. I think that's just a very wise thing to say. So, thanks a lot for...
One more thing, guys, whatever you do, be authentic. Be you. Don't try to be someone else. Don't try to be Johnny, anyone else. Be you. That's when people see on the other side, on the Instagram, on Snapchat, or anywhere else, they see a human being, another person which they want to follow. They fall in love with. So just be you. Post nice pictures. Think about it. If you like it yourself, you will see it on someone else's profile. And that's the key point. Be the biggest critic of yourself. Be the biggest critic.
All right, thanks a lot.
No problem.
Alright guys, so tip number 3 is play to your strengths. Know what you're good at and exploit it. If you're incredibly funny, do that. If you're extremely knowledgeable, show that. If you're extremely motivating, speak in such a way. I know that the message I spread gets people off their ass and, chasing their dreams. So I'm going to exploit it. You don't have to be one thing, but you have to be known for one thing, and most people are. So find what you're good at and do it as much as you can, quite simply. Feature it as much as you can on your YouTube, on your Instagram, and on your Snapchat. Alright guys, so tip number 4 is always look for ways in which you can improve your quality. Obviously on Snapchat, that's not really applicable. The iPhone front and back facing camera will always remain the same. But on YouTube, always look for ways to improve. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't buy a $5,000 setup to begin with. Start with just your phone, then move up to a pocket camera, then maybe a cheap DSLR, and then maybe a year after that get a more expensive lens. The reason I've stepped up so quickly is just because all the money I've made from personal training, online coaching, packages, I've taken all of that and I've just reinvested it. And to me, it was something that was worth it. So, don't use that as an excuse. Always work with what you've got, but still look for ways to strive and improve your quality. Alright guys, so tip number 5 is don't be afraid to be different. Now, I'm not saying post anything that's genuinely embarrassing or crude, but what I'm saying is don't be afraid to stand out. If you know, you have a message you want to say and you're afraid people are gonna think it's whack or it's crazy, just say it, guys. The mundane, it gets completely ignored, you know? If you just want to post a nice, happy vlog, yeah, you'll get to your goals, but you need to have a little bit of punch to it. It has to have like that little extra bit of flavor. So, you know, that's why on Instagram and here, I'm talking about things like how I believe that education system is just completely screwed up, how I don't think you need to go to college to achieve the goals, and how I think it's not even the best route is not to even go to college. You know, just like very sort of edgy topics, like things people want to have quite a neutral point of view on because they don't want people to hate on them. For me, I take it on board because that's just a way for me to express my individuality. And it's a way for you to sort of wake up and realize, you know, this isn't just some mundane, boring vlog. So, you know, never be afraid to speak what's on your mind. Alright guys, so last tip is jump the hell on Snapchat. Get on Snapchat as soon as you can. If you're an influencer, if you're trying to get your, you know, grow your audience and grow your reach, jump on Snapchat ASAP. Now, let me tell you why. Every platform has a different dynamic to it, and I genuinely think that Snapchat has one that has never been seen before. You get such an intimate and close experience with, you know, the influencer, the YouTuber, the Instagrammer. So on my Snapchat, you get to see what I'm really like. You get to see the nitty gritty behind the scenes stuff. As well as Snapchat is perfect for nowadays because it's punchy. It is super quick, no more than whatever, 10, 15 second videos, 10-second photo. You get people's attention. I mean, when I look through my story, I can see from the beginning of the day to the end, I start off with maybe like 170, 180. And at the end of the day, I still have 180. So maybe the 12 snaps I've posted in a 24-hour window. People are looking at all of them. The engagement and the retention on Snapchat is incredibly high. It's amazing. And Snapchat is the fastest growing social media right now. And if you think you can't do anything with Snapchat, trust me guys, you can. If you want your followers to love you and to really get to know your personality, jump on Snapchat and show them what you're really like, and show them why they should love you and why they should keep following your journey. So guys, those have been my 6 tips plus another one from Gabriel. I hope you've enjoyed this. Just remember, take a deep breath, understand it will take a while, but social media is an incredible thing to have, and you know, being able to share your journey and your experiences with thousands of people is incredible, guys. So make sure you use these 6 tips, and happy growing. See you guys.